Alright, here's Mighty number 6 sitting on the trailer. It's an FZR250 chassis. Front forks are FZR250, but they're actually made up of bits and pieces from 3 different sets of FZR250 forks, different models. Springs, cut-down spacers, modified damper rods, and cartridge emulators in it. And all the sags all been set. It's just spot on. So handles pretty good. Got it set up so you know, you can be on the brakes pretty hard and not have the back lifting up. I mean, it will lift, but you've really got to try. And the brakes are very early model, I think FZR250. It's about a 320mm disc. It's really big. Made it up to RS125 master cylinder and caliper. Front wheel standard FZR250 3LM, which is a later model, 2.75 with a I think it's a Bridgestone slick. Whatever it is, it sticks like nothing else. The handlebars have been moved from below the triple clamp to above, and the triple clamps have been slid down the forks by a similar amount as to the clamp, as you can see here. Got an MB100 engine in it, with a bit different sort of a layout for the pipe than what most motorcycles have. Got a few tips from the scooter guys, so the pipe comes out and forward. It has to come forward a bit because the shock linkage actually extends below the chassis and the pipe has to go around it. So the last pipe I had was actually, the rear cone was a little bit beside the linkage and it used to scrape go around corners, so it's just a bit of a pain. Just to slow you down a bit. And so now the muffler goes around behind the linkage, as you can see here, and the muffler itself is on the other side, comes forward and actually turns around and exits on this side, on the right hand side. It's an MB100. This one actually has a modified crankshaft, so it's got a reduced stroke with a it's been done using the crank pin. So the pin's got 20mm ends, 22mm centre for the longer rod than standard, but the centre's offset 3/4 of a millimetre, so the stroke's reduced 1.5. And we're using KT100 Yamaha cart pistons. Go on back, you can see the little fiberglass tailpiece and what's left of the rear subframe. Probably lost a good 2 kilos out of that subframe. If you look under here, you can see there's not a whole lot left of it, just enough for the seat. The rear wheel is standard FZR. In fact, the whole back end is standard FZR. Shock seems to work really well, even with you know, the severely reduced engine weight. Got to do something about that caliper. It weighs heaps. It's a good street bike back brake caliper, but since I hardly ever use the back brake when I'm racing, it's just a total waste of time. So you can see where the muffler is a little bit more here. See how it goes around behind the linkage and then comes forward and crosses over and exits on the other side. Can't see it, it's behind the cover, but it's running a later model CR150 ignition, which seems to be just the berries. Got an external rotor, so slows the engine response down a bit, but it's because I've removed the counterbalance shaft, which is a big weight, which also, you know, is keyed directly to the crankshaft. The inertia's down anyway, so it's pretty responsive. I'll rebalance the crankshaft too to take that into account, so it seems to spin pretty good without vibrating too bad. We've got a 32mm carburetor hidden away under here, a bit hard to see, and 4 pedal reed valves instead of the usual 2 pedal ones, carbon fibre of course, and a severely modified reed valve cage, so the flow is improved with a splitter and everything. You know, it's all aerofoil shaped and blended in using DevCon and stuff. That's about it, apart from the green paint job. But there we go.